There was something I wanted to talk about today, and I can't remember what it was, so I thought I'd start. If I have to put this on pause, I will. I can't remember it, but it'll probably come back to me. That's the way the flow works. You know, no matter what you do. Oh, I know what it was. Okay. So here's what's happening. It came back to me. The Burning Man was a royal failure because it got mudded out, right? Rained out. Now, every year they do Burning Man. Every year the system's doing sacrifices. Think about it. The war started in Ukraine, and then right before Halloween, a war started in Israel. Burning Man was a royal failure. And like I said, they're always doing a sacrifice. If you really study Walmart used to take insurance policies out on their employees. And so when some man died, they'd get $1 million and his wife wouldn't get nothing. And she found out about Walmart had $1 million life insurance policy on my husband. I didn't get nothing. Crazy stuff. That was in the news. When that got revealed, people got mad, but people forgot about that. This is how they survive in this death cult. It's a death cult. They're always trying to create Illuminati sacrifices right before their Halloween, their feast, or their whatever it is. Notice the September 11th was in the fall. They're trying to cause you or somebody around you to fall in the fall. Sacrifice, resurrection. They actually want to do human sacrifices. And it could be a corporation has to sacrifice a key employee or a home, somebody in the home. They will try to kill their spouse to get their insurance, or family, or business partners. When things are falling, especially, somebody's got to pay so the other person can live. That's the way they think. They think it's a win-lose. It can be a win. With God, it's win-win, but they don't think like that. So I'm just telling you right now, if there's a lot of stress around you, a lot of people acting stupid or crazy, there's a reason. The message doesn't have to be. Most people don't have to be a part of it. They can just be programmed by the system. They don't have to join the Illuminati. They can just be programmed by the media and the news. Look at these people sitting out here talking. Well, those two have their phone on. But these people out here over here talking. Well, that lady's got her phone. She's looking at her phone. But they're over here chilling, talking. They're talking now. They ain't worried about no social media stuff or the news, the bad news. It's almost as if people are blind to it their whole life, and they don't want to wake up to it because it's too scary. But I promise you, in a debt money system, somebody's got to pay. And if you know that they're trying to stress you out, trying to upset you, trying to destroy you or take you out, if you know that, you can be ready and be on guard. They really have no power over you. It's just if they can try to put a spell on you, and get you to believe it, believe the lie or whatever it is that they're trying to do, you know. So in summary, how would I say it? Every year they're trying to create sacrifices. They want to do a sacrifice. Look at that. So it might be over, but I know last week and the week before, it was on, people. And I noticed there was a lot of people having wrecks about 30 days ago. There's a lot of people having car accidents. And that's a lot of people. I was watching the way they drive. And so what was happening was they were using the media, the news, the music. They were casting spells or throwing words out there is all it is. They were throwing words. You can call it a spell if you want to, word spells or whatever you want to call it, to get people upset and driving erratic and crazy. It was wild. I actually saw it. I told people at work, I said, you're going to see some wrecks really soon, because my hand is on the pulse of this traffic out here, and I can see when there's a shift, and I can see the hive. It's pretty wild to be able to see the hive in the traffic, and it's a real thing, people. And so who's programming them? How are they all being programmed to do the same thing? How's it even possible? So the only conclusion would be the devil can take them captive at will, yeah. But how can the same traffic patterns happen here and across the city and in another city? I saw it in different cities. How's it even possible? Because the media, the national broadcasting system to downcast you. And so the stress, and also it was the heat. It was really when it was hot, I started seeing it act up. So when it was hot outside, when inflation was hitting everybody's going crazy. And I said, there's going to be some wreck. I mean, I barely escaped a few myself. People trying to run into you and stuff. But I could see it. I could see the hive mind. Like that guy's right there standing on the edge of the curb with a bunch of traffic. And you'll probably see it again somewhere down here. It's like, why would you do that on a main street? Stand right there on the edge. I hate to tell you, but most people are programmed. Most people in your house, most people you work with, most people in your community, even in your church. Most people in your church are programmed. They're running on a program. And they don't even know it. They're running on some denominational program or some pride program, or look at me, I never miss a day at church, or some kind of program like that. A lot of them, they'll sit in the church and say, you got to come to my church. We have the greatest church. And you go talk to somebody else in another city, come to my church. We have the greatest church. You go to another city and they say the same thing. Come to my church. We have the greatest church. We have the truth. We're the closest to the truth. The closest to the truth. I want the whole truth. I don't want somebody's close. I want the whole truth, man. I've actually heard preachers say that. Try to keep their... Well, we're not perfect, but we're the closest to the truth. Our denomination is not perfect, but we're the closest to the truth. I want the whole truth. If you have the mind of Christ, you should be able to say, I have the truth. I'm a work in progress, but I know what the truth is. I don't want to be close. I want the whole truth. It's a lifelong journey. The good thing about the truth is as you rightly divide it when you start out, is once you rightly divide it, it just builds upon it. It never contradicts itself. And if you can live that way, if if you can look at the truth as it never contradicts, and when you come across what looks like a contradiction, you got to figure out what you are doing wrong, because the truth never contradicts. But if you are contradicting yourself, then you're thinking wrong. And so you pray and ask God and say, this is a contradiction. Where am I missing? Where am I missing this? And you just keep doing that every day. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. You meditate on the truth. 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Just keep meditating on the truth. 8, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 28, 29, 30 years. You just keep meditating on the truth, and you get revealed more and more truth, and it never contradicts us. It never contradicts. But if it does, it's because you went down the wrong path.